So these weekly wisdoms have been really beneficial for me because it's going to be covering the topic we're talking about, and that's habits. And this weekly wisdom, having to create these videos has really allowed me to basically increase my reading of books, increase my reading of articles, always just looking to consume information that's helpful for myself. And then I also give it to you guys. And this week, what we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about habits, and it's from the book called Atomic Habits. Habits are crazy. We need them, and we've heard so much how they're great to get to our goals, but there's a lot of bad ways we can build bad habits. There's a million different ways you can build habits. So I want to talk about this book today, and before we jump into it, I'm just going to say forget about setting goals and focus on this instead. So I'm going to read you a portion of this book, and if you never buy this book, I highly encourage you to do so because it's great, but listen to this part. It's awesome. Prevailing Wisdom claims that the best way to achieve what we want in life, whatever we're after, whether it's getting in better shape, building a successful business, relaxing more, worrying less, spending more time with friends and family. And the way to do that, is to set specific, actionable goals. The author says, for many years, this was how I approached my habits too. Each one was a goal to be reached. I set goals for the grades I wanted to get in school, for the weights I wanted to lift in the gym, for the profits I wanted to earn from my business. I succeeded at a few, but I failed at a lot of them. Eventually, I began to realize that my results had very little to do with the goals I set and nearly everything to do with the systems I followed. Let's break that down. If you're a coach, your goal might be to win a championship. Your system is the way you recruit players, manage your assistant coaches, and conduct practices. If you're an entrepreneur, your goal might be to build $1 million business. Your system is how you test product ideas, hire employees, and run marketing campaigns. Now, for the interesting question, if you completely ignored your goals and focused only on your system, would you still succeed? So for example, if you were a basketball coach and you ignored your goal to win a championship and focused only on what your team does at practice each day, would you still get the results? I think you would. The goal in any sport is to finish with the best score, but it would be ridiculous to spend the whole game staring at the scoreboard. The only way to actually win is to get better each day. In the words of the 3-time Super Bowl winner Bill Walsh, the score takes care of itself. The same is true for all other areas of life. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals and focus on your system instead. And that's just a little part of the book, and it's super powerful. It makes a lot of sense, and we're going to even go a little bit deeper into it right now. But so he says, what do I mean by this? And he's saying, are goals completely useless? Of course not. Goals are there for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. So again, goals are great for your direction, but it's the systems that are best for making the progress towards those goals. So we're going to kind of be breaking down why goals aren't the way and only way to go. More why you want to be building on that system. Think about it. Winners and losers have the same goals. As I referred to the basketball one, I love basketball, so it's easy reference for me to use, but everybody wants to win the championship. Everybody has those goals. There's not one team, generally that's going to be like, we're hoping for last place this year. We don't want first. Like everybody has the same goals, winners and losers. Think about every Olympian who ever went to the Olympics. Obviously they want the gold medal. If winners and losers have the same goals, if we all have the same goals, then that's not always going to work, right? That's why we really got to focus on the system builder to get to those goals. Another thing with goals is achieving a goal is only a momentary change. If you have a terribly messy room and you clean it like it's never been cleaned before, Your parents would be so happy of you if you were a teenager and cleaned your room that well, or even when you were a little kid. And it is just spick span, best looking room you've ever seen in your life. But you still have the same sloppy pack rat habits of not cleaning up after yourself. That room is going to get quite messy again. It's just going to happen. And that's where the system that we're building changes that, right? If you build a system of saying, all right, every time I make a mess, I'm going to clean it up before letting it get to this big mess. So again, these goals that we're achieving, it's great for that direction, but it's not giving you the system you need to achieve it all the time. Another problem with goals is they restrict your happiness. And I've kind of been going over everything in the book, but again, I actually do want to read directly from the book on this one because it's just so well said. Goals create an either-or conflict. Either you achieve your goal and are successful, or you fail and you are a disappointment. That's what goals do. You mentally box yourself into a narrow version of happiness. This is misguided. It is unlikely that your actual path through life will match the exact journey you had in mind when you set out. And anyone knows that. Like, you set out and all types of things can change in a moment. So setting yourself up to this mentality of either I'm going to be successful or I'm not it's taking away your happiness. A system first mentality provides the antidote. When you fall in love with the process rather than the product, you don't have to wait to give yourself permission to be happy. You can be satisfied anytime your system is running. So again, that's talking about basketball. When you're at the practice and you're setting out these practices to make sure you win the championship, when the practices are going strong and everyone's doing well, you can be happy because you know that you're doing everything you can to achieve your goal. Rather than, all right, we won the championship, cool. Now, I guess we got to wait till the next championship, and it's kind of fleeting happiness, right? It's only there momentarily, but if you love the process, it's just so much easier. See, the purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. This book is honestly great. I will post a link if you want to buy it down below. You can just click the little arrow, it'll open it up, and I'll just link it to Amazon. But habits are huge, and we kind of get caught in this goal system. I know I have many times. I write down all these goals, things I want to do, and I never get them done. And I'm trying to incorporate the system process first, and it's been a lot of fun. I'll be honest. Now, again, I'm only a couple weeks in, but it makes so much more sense. And if this resonates with you, I'm happy to have shared it with you. Click the like button. I hope you have just a great week, and we'll see you at the next Weekly Wisdom.